Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 35 of our Season 2 for Medieval Dynasty. Today we are going to go on a mine run, because of course we are, it's a new season. We're also going to try to get those other two fields set up, so that when spring rolls around, all we have to do is plant the flax to get those 3 fields going. And we will complete that quest that we started at the end of last episode. We had to wait for the day to change. So we'll get that taken care of as well, and see what we can do about getting some money. Just keep on trucking. But we'll also probably build some farm animal buildings as well, so that we can start moving the babies over so that they stop eating all the food. But we'll see how it goes. If you learn anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, let's go ahead and load in. Alrighty, here we go. So let's check our inventory, make sure that we don't have a bunch of weight. We do have some feathers. I know feathers aren't particularly heavy, however. Anything else that we need to dump? That meat. We need to dump the meat. That spork, I guess we can put in here for now. Alright. So we got some meat and a mushroom to dump off, and then we should be good to go on a quick mine run. And then we can get back to work on agriculture. So I really want to get those fields ready to go before we actually need them. That way we don't run into the issue like we did with the rye where we only got 1 out of the 3. I would like to make sure that we get all 3 on the flax, because I think that's going to be huge. We can throw this bit on there for now. We're going to have to do something with the stone soon too, because we're going to start accruing more than we really need. And eventually we're going to use it for houses, but I don't want to build the houses too early, or we're going to wind up with a bunch of taxable houses that we're not actually using for anything. And that's just a waste of coins. I know that you can use salt to make salted meat, but realistically it's not really worth the time or the effort. It doesn't change the monetary value very much. And the other issue is it doesn't really change how much... I mean, it extends the life of food a little bit, but you can't really use salted meat for the recipes that we're using. So, it's cool that it extends the life of meat, but we don't really care. We're going to have to do something with manure again here soonish. So we're starting to get a little low. As much as I would like to make iron knives out of the iron that we have right now, it would be pointless. Hey Alex, what's going on, man? It would be pointless at the moment because we can't sell anything. Everybody just went to bed. So we're going to go work on the fields through the night and hopefully get that situated. And that way we can worry about a sale run and some crafting in the morning. This is probably my least favorite part of this game, to be completely honest. It is very slow and tedious and boring. And you know what I just realized? It'll take them forever to get over here, but we probably could have had them do it because they don't have anything to do during winter. We'll set up the 3rd field and not do this, and see if they actually... what we need to do towards the end of the last day of winter. But I'm wondering if we can't leverage them, since they're not doing anything this season anyway, to save us quite a bit of effort. So I believe our farming skill's already capped. They can't create the field, but once it's placed, once you have the pegs up, they can. They can do that. They can do the initial grubbing and the fertilizing of it. Farming, right. Yes, our farming skill is capped, so there's really no reason for us to do this ourselves. We discovered that in Season 1. I had a small field that we put behind the first row of houses, and they had actually prepped it for me because I didn't think that they would, so when I went to do it, it was already done, and it was super nice. I think I'm going to wait on putting the orchard up, though. I don't think we're going to do that right away. I do still intend to have a second orchard, but We are still quite a ways away from the tavern, so we're already wasting one orchard. I don't want to have another one. I'm not that good at this game. That's alright. You know what? It doesn't matter how good you are at a game. It doesn't matter your skill level or your intelligence level. The only thing that matters is that you're having a good time. It's a game and it's supposed to be fun. So as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. As I see a lot of people say, I'm not smart enough for this or I'm not smart enough for that. It doesn't matter. It's a video game. It's not a big deal. Just have a good time. That's all. That's the only part that actually matters. And if you're not having a good time, play a different game. So that's one of the things that I will definitely say about this game is I have quite a few complaints about quite a few different aspects of it. But if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't still be playing it. So obviously, complaints aside, it's not that bad. And they can never make a game that'll make everybody happy. That's just not possible. And gamers are the worst assholes when it comes to things like that. And I say that being one of them. We are never happy. There's always something that should have been done differently. And if you ask 10 different gamers what they should have done differently, you'll get 10 different answers. So we've got 3 of them without jobs. They should be able to completely do one field, and this one all they have to do is hoe. So we should be good. And we did find out at the very beginning of this season that you cannot change fields early if there's already something growing in it, or they will tear it up. So we lost half a field right of that our very first winter. As I tried to get it prepped to where when the season changed I didn't have to worry about it. And that, yeah. She was just destroying the field, bits at a time. But these other 2 will be able to set up for flax just fine and have them handle it. Because there's not going to be anything for them to destroy, so it won't be a problem. We are going to have to actually sow them ourselves in spring. Because they're not going to be able to handle their own field and these fields. There's no way. But I think with it being winter, and I know it's a bit of a hike for them, but they should be able to get some of this done for us. Can we name fields? Custom name. We can. Alright, so we are going to name this V2F2. Ah! And we're going to name this one V2F... Why does it on... F3? That was weird. It like dropped out of it even though I wasn't ready. Okay, so that one's there, that one's there. Okay, so this can be 1 and 2. So H... V2... Nope. Yeah, it's... As soon as I hit F, it closes. Oh! That's a bad oversight on their part. For the love of all that's holy. V1F, and then it's going to close. And then we're going to come to the end here and make it 1. So, F is your key where you accept things. So when you're typing the name, if you hit F, it automatically hits accept, even though you're in the name box. Like, that's an oopsie on their part. That's why it keeps closing as soon as I hit F. Okay, so here we're going to put our logs back on him. We are going to have to go grab a little bit more straw. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to put down the initial 2 house footprints. We might actually build the houses, to be completely honest, because I would like to get people living out here so that they can get that field a little bit easier. I need to see if we are good enough to recruit any more people or not. I know that we have some farmers that are out for maternity leave, and hopefully they will come back soon enough that we can actually put them to use. But we shall see. Yeah, the we had built the storages too close because of the houses, because I didn't realize how big the tier 3 houses really were. What I thought was enough space was actually about a square shy. But this time we can make it work. Even if we don't build these right away, even if we leave them as they are here. Oh shit, this one's gonna have a walkway to it. I was hoping to avoid that. Alright, well, it is what it is. I really don't like the raised houses like that, but there's nothing we can do about it, so. Oh man, the resource storage is going to have one too? Yep. Well, we're not going to be spending too much time out here. That's for sure. Okay, maybe let's do the end of the ramp instead. Was that really food storage? Yeah. Okay. So point east again. And this time we're going to line up like we did with the other one, where the end of the ramp would be, instead of the edge of the wall. That way we have a little bit bigger of a walkway. That's better. I really don't like that the resource storage is the one that we have to walk up into, though. There's not a terrible lot we can do about it, based on our location here. Well, maybe if we switched them sides. If we put the food storage on the other side, we could probably get away with it. Alright, we're going to build the resource storage first. That way we don't have to keep running all over God's green earth trying to get materials. And the resource storage is still on stilts, and the food storage is still not. So that's a thing. You know what I just realized? We don't actually have to start the food storage at tier 1. We could go straight to tier 3. Because once the resource storage is up, we can get all the stuff that we need for it. The only reason that I didn't start the resource storage out at a higher tier is because we would have to go all the way back home to get planks. And this way we don't have to. Yeah, see here, he's actually doing the first once over on the field right now. Getting it all grubbed up for us. Yeah, and I know where that came from, Alex. That you're right, that you used to have to do that yourself. But I don't know when they changed it, but they did change it. Hey! You're one of the lurkers. No worries, man. No pressure. As long as you're having a good time, that's all that matters. That was way too much. Alright, so I think all that we need now are the 24 planks, and we should be good to go on the food storage. And we should have 24 planks. That shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So there we go. Now we can dump our meat in here. And actually, I need to snag some food out of here, because we already ate ours. Normally we don't eat the villager pottage, but we don't really have a choice right now, because our scrambled eggs, we don't have any extras made up, so... It's alright. They can share or they can build their own house. That's their options. I'm usually a lurker too, but with so few people in here, you don't feel intimidated or ignored. That's fair. I try not to ignore anyone. I mean, sometimes I don't notice, but I try very hard to not ignore anyone. And I actually like when you guys interact. It's fun for me as well. Not really. I mean, we've still got a little bit of time in here. I'm really hoping that Oxbow comes out soon enough that we can transition into that, but I haven't really made up my mind as to what we want to do next. It's never too early to start giving recommendations, though, for sure. I should probably make a channel in the Discord specifically for that, for recommendations for games to play. Alright, we are going to run out of planks, so we're going to go ahead and get started on our... oh, that's not a good spot to leave, Winnie. On our logging building. A little bit ahead of schedule here. I was going to do it after the kitchen, but it's going to save us some heartache here, I think. So let's line up our west. Buildings, extraction... Woodshed 2. Nope, you know what? Let's start with the Woodshed 1. Because we can use the Woodshed 1, which doesn't require any planks, to make the planks to upgrade the rest of these buildings. So that'll save us a little bit of heartache here if we just start with the Tier 1 version. Oh, we had more than we actually needed anyway. And I am stuck in the oven. Fantastic. At least there's an unstuck. Okay, so at the very least now we can feed ourselves off of our eggs. We're gonna have to get a well up over here too. It'll be nice, though, to be able to handle the requirements of our villagers no matter where we are. Oh, come on now. Like, being able to fill those buckets since our current water carrier's out. We can do that from either location now. Kind of like how having the smithies at the mine were actually beneficial and made our lives a little bit easier. I think this will give us an entirely new staging location. Perfect. Now, I believe that we had next to this the... Oh, no, it's sewing and then herbalism, but we're not going to do herbalism on this one. So we're just going to put a sewing hut up over here. You built your smithy right next to the entrance to your house, so when you teleport with the ores, you're right there. That's not a bad idea. I wanted it as close to storage as I could get it, though. That was my main goal there. And realistically, I would have put this on the side that is production, i.e. the item storage. But since we have more production buildings than we have food buildings, it made more sense to do it this way. Because we're also not really going to worry about the extraction buildings or the hunting buildings, because we really don't need the excess stuff from those to keep doing what we're doing. So we're just not going to worry about them. I do want a workshop, though, and we will probably put that on the other side, where we have the, who's it in our starter area? I don't think any of this is stone, so I'm just going to take 16. I think it's just the base. Yeah, it was only 8 anyway. Yeah, it's all wood. Wait a minute. Shit. I forgot that the sewing hut's sideways. Well, that was a waste. Yeah, I completely forgot that the sewing hut is actually sideways. I do wish there was a little bit more freedom with the building. But I don't know, for what it is, it's still pretty fantastic. Is there room for this over here, maybe? No? Oh, there we go. We can hide it back here. Yeah. Alright, so what's this? 4 logs? Because we need water desperately. So I figured getting that up sooner rather than later is probably for the best. Okay, so we've got our main buildings up. Everything that we need to actually craft what we need over here. So the only thing left is to get some housing for some farmers out here. And I don't know... Well... Let's go talk to Nicola. Let's progress that quest. And then we'll see what we have to do to jigger housing to make it convenient. I have not played Green Hell. I really wanted to, but apparently it's extraordinarily difficult. So I was hoping to play that with some friends, or at least some other people, so that we can rely on each other a little bit more and maybe ease the difficulty range. But everybody I know that would play something like that with me is not interested in that game in particular. So I haven't actually had an opportunity to play it. I could try it solo, but I between all the poison and all the other shenanigans that I've seen and heard about. You gave up on that game for a bit, yeah. That's one that I definitely want to do with somebody else. So there was no winner for Nicola. Excuse me? After dozens of experiments, it seems that good old Goosefeather is clearly the best choice. Doesn't this mean that all of our work was for nothing? Not at all. We found the answer we were looking for. It calls for a celebration. My wife was correct. Your passion truly has no match. I would love to have someone with your energy around. Will you consider joining my settlement? Considered and accepted. I'm so excited. I wish I had something to offer you in return. Oh, here, take my old arrow prototypes. They're a bit, unpredictable, but it's the only way I could thank you. That's wonderful. Welcome to the family. Alright, so we're going to put her in the overflow house, because that's pretty much the only place that we can stick her right now. We're trucking quite a ways on the second village here. We've got the other 2 fields set up like I wanted to, and then basically made a small outpost where we can do everything that we do at our main village. I'm just trying to get it organized now to where we can get as much of it automated as possible. So it's basically going to double our farming production. And I'm hoping that we can get enough people to maybe start another mine. I think we're going to have to wait for the kids to grow up for some of this stuff. I think I got a little over-ambitious, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll play it by ear and see how it works. But yeah, we've got quite a little outpost going over here now. Here's our 3 fields. And our barn, our farming sheds. We've got our storages and our crafting buildings. A well and a bath. Okay, so let's build up one of these houses. Let's take you, I guess. I think we still have enough resources left. We started making your retire... apparently I left the horse in the house. There we go. Now they should be able to get that finished just fine. Alright, we've got a pretty solid start here on village number 2. All we need to do is build up this other house, and get another farming couple, so we can put him in the field here and then put her in the barn. And then I want to build out this side animals. So we can have a pigsty, a fold, and a goose house out this side, even with the fields, for putting babies in, and eventually for actual use. But for now, just for putting the babies in. Maybe we won't do the goose house, because the only reason that we have the goose house is to supply the main character with eggs, because we're the only ones that eat the eggs. So we'll skip the goose house. We'll just do pigs and and actually, can we fit 6 pigs in a single pig building? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can fit 5. So yeah, we will probably build a pigsty as well. So we'll do a pigsty and a fold out here and then leave the rest of it off. But I think that will help. The fold will definitely help with income. But since we won't have anybody out here to work them right away, because we're planning on moving children out here, or at least returning mothers for now, what we'll do is we will have the babies come out here. That way they're not consuming food, and we just won't have a worker out here, so that the others can continue to mate and the babies can grow up without eating our resources. But on that note, it is about that time of the night, guys. So we got a very, very strong established beginning here. It's doing nice. Not nearly as big as it is over here, but it's getting there. And we've even got a spot where we can still put our put traders here too, to increase our trade outgo. So we're starting out in great shape. I'm very happy with how this went. But and we finished our wife's quest, which makes happy wife, happy life. So all of the quests are down there as far as the rest. But tomorrow we will finish up with this. We'll get the animal buildings up and see what we can do about possibly finding some farmers. I'm hoping that we have enough reputation now that we can actually get some more people. At least one more, probably. But we'll see how that shakes out and see who else we can move over here as people come off of maternity leave. But yeah, if you guys learned anything useful tonight, or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, have a fantastic rest of your night, guys, and thanks for watching and hanging out. I really appreciate it. And we will catch you next time.